Hello everyone, I hope we are all doing well. Welcome back once again to Redeemers Graphics Academy YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be working on a very professional church flyer design. Alright, so the very first thing you need to do is to create a document. Whenever you have the software open, launch, you need to always create a new document. Now, after creating a document, remember per our previous videos, we stated that there is always the need to have a background for your design works. Okay, a background which holds all the elements of the design you are going to be using in working on a design. So to do that, we use the rectangle tool in creating a shape. Now, the dimension we are working with is 210 millimeters by 270 millimeters. This is a portrait layout. All right, this is a portrait layout. So we are going to go ahead and create our background, and then from there we kick off. So you quickly use the rectangle to create a shape of this size. All right, then you move to the dimension specifying size, and then you specify the page dimension which we've already spoken about. All right, so 210 by 270, right? Now the width being 210 and the height being 270. Very good. When done typing in the dimension size, you simply click on enter key and press P to center align it to the design page size. All right, by pressing P, it centers any element, any objects onto the design page size. Okay, so this very white frame we have here is the space within which we are going to have all our elements, the colors, the pictures, the text, the typography, and all that being placed on. Okay, so you go ahead and take off the background of this the outline of our background. The outline of our background. Remember, always when working, unless you have a reason, okay, I always state this, unless you have a reason for keeping the outline, you always need to take it off. Okay, you always need to take it off. You want your work to look very professional and neat, so you always need to take off the outline. Very good. Then the very next thing we are going to do is to import our resources, our design resources. So probably our images. You can talk of the logos, the individual, the guest pastor, the guest speaker, and all that, right? So you use the shortcut Control I to import. Control I to import. If you don't want to go with a shortcut, you have the option of clicking on this very icon here, Control I as well. This icon is used to import items into your workspace, and the very one at the right hand side is used to export items out of your workspace. All right, you probably want to convert your design work to a JPEG, a PNG format, any form. Simply use the export tool. Hope you are cool. Good. So we are just going to go ahead and use the import tool to bring all our elements into the design workspace. Control I to do that. Then it takes us to our storage. Now we all have the storage within which we've stored our resources, right? Probably you've created a folder in your desktop on your local disk C, D, E, Q, J, whichever name you've given to that. All right, so you just go ahead, open that storage folder up, and there you go. You select your element. So I have mine in this very folder. Just going to go ahead and open this up. These are the resources we are going to be using. These are the resources we are going to be using. We have a lens flare, we have the golden ribbon, we have the guest speaker, an image of the guest speaker, which I've already worked on, edited, selected out of a background in Photoshop. We have a textual radial background. We have the various logos that are needed for this design. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on import. Place this right here, place this here as well. Just position them anywhere on the workspace. All right, the arrangement doesn't really matter. As we proceed, we just begin to quickly work around things. Okay, now the very next thing to do is to apply color to our background. Now we are going to use this very color here, sand. The color's name is sand. All right, and we are going to use a transparency fill tool to apply a transparency fill of sand and white. So let's see how that works. Okay, so you simply move to the transparency tool, or you click G on your keyboard. By clicking G on your keyboard, it takes you directly to the transparency tool. You don't have to move the mouse through all these tools and get to your transparency tool. sorry, your interactive fill tool. All right, your interactive fill tool. You don't really need to go through all that process. You are going to be using the interactive fill tool. All right, pardon me for that. You are going to be using the interactive fill tool. You press G on your keyboard and then it takes you directly to the interactive fill tool. So by clicking on that, you simply click on the background, double click and drag across. By default, it applies a color of black and white to your background. Okay, any object that you have and you are trying to apply a gradient fill, okay, using the interactive fill tool, when you double click and drag across, it applies a default color of black and white. Now, what the interactive fill tool does is that it allows you to apply multiple colors to an object. It allows you to apply multiple colors to an object. This means that you probably might be working on a design, you want to apply more than one color, maybe red, like a gold color kind of fill, you understand me? So you just use the interactive fill tool to do that, and it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so let's see how you are going to go ahead and apply the colors to this very background we have. So you quickly click on this box, then you move to the color sand. Okay, the sand color we have in the color palette. By clicking on that, it applies on it. Remember, first you must click on the box. Okay, you must click on the box. There are various ways to actually go about that, or you can simply double click on the color and drag and then place it right on the box. Okay, then it applies. Or better still, you click on a box, a drop down arrow pops up, click on that and it opens up a color dialog box kind of view for you to work around with. You click on this, then you choose among the various colors you want. See, that is very cool, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and undo that. That is not the color we want to apply. So click back on that. Then we want to use an elliptical fountain fill. An elliptical fountain fill. What this does is that it applies one color around but the other color. One is centered in the middle and the other is spread around it. Now with a linear fill, one is applied at one section and then the other one continues at another. But the elliptical fill kind of provides a radial effect to your color application. Hope you are cool. Good. Now we apply that and this is what you are going to have. So you could see that the white color has been centered and the sand color is all around it, right? Has been centered and the white color is all around it. So this is exactly what we are going to have. And the very next thing is to bring in this very image. This very image we have here, right? This was downloaded on the internet. The time you are working, just search for very quality images. As a professional designer, always stay consistent. Use quality images to always show that consistency and professionalism in your work. All right. Always use quality images. Always use quality images. Very good. Now we are going to change the mode of this to grayscale. So you click on bitmap, choose mode, grayscale. Perfect. Bitmap, mode, grayscale. Then we apply a noisy effect to this particular textural background. Okay, so to do that, we move to effects. We move to effects, click on noise right here, flip through all the various effects that have been provided, and just go ahead and click on noise. Then you click on add noise. Okay, click on add noise. Now you want to adjust this. So this very bar we have here, you just drag the level a bit, probably leave mine at 68, then the density at 76. Wow, that is a lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and reduce this a bit. Reduce this a bit. Now you are the designer, right? So the level of density, the noise, and you know how you want it to look like. All right, you know how best you want it to look. So just make sure you adjust that. It shouldn't be too much, shouldn't be too less. Just to, it should be subtle, right? Start the account. Did I get it read right? All right, let's move on. So when done with that and you are okay, you quickly click on okay. Okay. By clicking on OK, you could see the noise effect being applied. You see the noise effect being applied on your object. So we are just going to go ahead and adjust this a bit. Then we power clip it into the background. We power clip it into the background. In doing that, we right click, select power clip, then move the arrow onto what? The background. Move the arrow onto the background. Then to edit the power clip, we can still right click, select edit power clip, or better still, select the background, then click edit at this very option here. All right, by clicking on that, it opens up the power clip and allows you to do any further adjustments you want by adjusting the position, size, contrast, the various effects, right? The various editing and effects that you want to apply. Now what you want to do is to size this to position very well on the background. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this right now. Then we are going to apply a merging mode called overlay. A merging mode called overlay. Okay. So you go to transparency tool. You click on the drop down arrow right here and choose overlay. And choose overlay. Now this doesn't seem very visible, but when we finish with the editing of the power clip, we are going to see the effect. Wow. This is what you are going to have. You could see how nice it looks, right? It just blends with the color, and that is perfectly what we want. It just blends with the color, and that is exactly how we want it to be. Now, since we are done setting the background right, this is where we start positioning the various elements, the images we have, the text elements, and all that. Okay, this is where you position the various elements. Now, remember, all this positioning and all that those with principles. You must know the principles so as to know how to position them well. The image you are using, the kind of image you are using, how is the individual facing, in which position is a person's face facing, right? Okay, you need to consider all these things so as to position the image on the background very well. You don't want to end up working on a design that it won't really look very professional. Okay, so that is with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in my text elements. Now, what I normally do is that I type in the text elements, okay? Whenever you are provided a client brief, you just kind of need to get all the text elements at one side when working on a design. Just bring them into the CorelDraw workspace, okay? So what I do is to type them in Word, and then when working on a design, just move to Word, copy, and then paste, okay? So you are going to go to Word. You go to Word right here. So this is what we have. Copy that, come right here, click on your text tool, click once, and paste. Okay, paste. So this is what we have. Okay, these are the details provided by the client. These are the details we are going to be working with, adding some effects, adjusting, providing some layers, and all that. So we first want to have this first one, the name of the fellowship, Atlantic Hall Christian Fellowship, Gaffers UCC. All right. So this is a school fellowship, actually, a hall fellowship in University of Cape Coast. University of Cape Coast, one of the best universities in the whole world. Hey, am I right? That's just by the way. So you want to go ahead, copy this right here, then click right here and paste. Okay, click right here and paste. So we are going to bring this down. Okay, we want to have this with this down. Just press space bar on your keyboard and that should work. Okay, then we are going to use a font called TWSen. Okay, TWSen MT. So you click on that. Now, not to really have trouble having to change the font every time, you just select the whole text, change the font right away, and when necessary to apply a different font, you go with that. But it's going to be the dominant font for this particular design work, so I want you to, it's I think you don't really need to download and install it. It's already the settings, right? I think the default fonts we have pre-installed even before purchase of these laptops, computers, desktops. we have them right there. Okay, so you don't really need to, but if you don't have it, you can just use our various websites. We have 1001 fonts, we have that font, we have a lot of font websites there for you to use. Just do your research and you'll be sorted out. All right, so now the main idea we are trying to convey by this design work is this. Okay, Grace Conference July edition 2024. Grace Conference July edition 2024. Now, this is the focal point of your design. So you always need to make sure you work very well on it to make it look very catchy. This is where the design thinking, the deep thinking, creative thoughts need to come to play. You are the designer being given a design work and you have to find a solution. They have come to you with a problem. We have a conference to host and we need individuals to attend, right? So as a designer, you must always identify all these problems, right? All these difficulties that need to be addressed through visual communication. That is where they need a flyer to be worked on. So you need to always work on a design very professionally to communicate the right message. Okay, so you are going to go ahead and bring this down. Then we separate Grace from July edition 2024. Now to do that, you just highlight and then Control X. Okay, highlight, Control X. Then you click somewhere else and paste. Now by pasting this, we are going to have it separate from the July edition 2024. Then I'm going to go ahead and break these two texts apart. To do that, we use Control K. Control K in breaking text apart. If you have just a word, and you go ahead using the shortcut Control K, you are going to have the letters being separated. Okay, you are going to have the letters being separated. That is how this actually works. Control K font shortcut actually. Okay, so that is how it works. Now we want to change the caps of this. This is in small letters. You want to change this and this to caps. To do that, you select both. Okay, you click on one, hold down shift and click on the very next one. Now we use the text option we have here. Click on that, change case right here. Okay, you are following through it. Very good. Then you click on uppercase. Okay, click on uppercase. After clicking, you simply go ahead and click on OK. Now you can see that our text elements have changed all towards caps. Okay, if you want to capitalize as the first letters, you also have the option of choosing that using the same process. Okay, when you get there, you simply choose what sentence what. All right, that is just by the way. So just go through the process once again and you get to understand these things better. Now you want to apply a different font to this. The font you are going to be using is called Magenia. Okay, Magenia. I just love this font so much. Now if you want to change any font, you select the text. Always make sure your selection, your tool is on a pick tool. All right, so with that selected, you simply move to the bar we have right here. You click on that and you have various fonts being displayed for you. Now if you know the name of the font already, you simply just need to go ahead and type in the name. Okay, so you just go ahead, Magenia. This was a downloaded font, so it's probably not going to be among your fonts. Now this is a very nice font which you can search on the net and download. It's free. All right, just search for it, download and use in your design works. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to position this a bit bigger, then select this three, click on L to left align. Okay, click on L to left align them. Okay, and you position it a bit below this. Okay, position it a bit below this. Sorry, select all this, move it a bit to the right. We don't want to have it so close to the borderline. All right, we don't have to bring all this so close to the borderline. Very good. Now we want to apply an effect, okay, to this. So in doing that, we use the interactive fill tool first and apply a gradient fill of this. So you quickly go to the interactive fill to click on this with both selected. All right, you can go through the process of doing it one at a time, but then I think that will take a bit of time, right? Okay, so you just go ahead and do this. When you create a circle, okay, you create a circle this way, create a very nice circle and apply it this very color to it. Take up the outline, take up the outline. Now before we proceed, I want us to group these two items. Okay, so hold down shift, select the second, control G to group items, control G to group items. Now right click on this circle we've created, then power clip into what? This very hot text. Now click on edit, move in and edit that a bit, just adjust it, make a duplicate by using the shortcut control D to create a duplicate. Okay, then you bring this down right here, another nice duplicate. I think right here should be cool, right? Now let's finish with the editing and see how that looks. So this is what you are going to have. Not so much, but then you want to keep it simple. Okay, you want to keep it simple and professional. Yes, just to create some emphasis. Remember, we are trying to apply emphasis on the focal point of our design. Okay, we increase this a bit in size. We increase this a bit. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. So this is what we have. Now we are going to go ahead and bring in our image. Okay, the guest speaker for this gracious ceremony, this gracious conference. We are going to position him right here. Okay, position him right here. I have to color grade, do some adjustments. You know, most of the times these images, the quality may be a bit low, and as the designer you must always make sure you work on that. A video will be uploaded on how to color grade, how to adjust the color of your design, of your images. Okay, will be uploaded using Photoshop. All right, so just always stay tuned to the channel, subscribe all the time, turn on the notification bell, always keep the thumbs up, keep sharing, keep commenting. Okay, just stay close. We are going to learn a lot. So to do that, we need to power clip this very image into the background. So you right click on this, then you choose power clip. Okay, then you click on the background. Now you go ahead and adjust this a bit. You adjust this a bit. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, now you can see the beauty of our design almost sprouting up, right? That is just it. You need to just take your time, work on it one at a time, following the principles, the alignment, the emphasis, all the principles, the repetition, the hierarchy, and all that. Okay, the simplicity, always keeping it simple and stupid. Yes, that is just how it works. Now you are going to go ahead and create a shape right here, a very nice shape. You right click on that. You want to create a curvy shape. Okay, so you right click, move to the shape tool, click right here and convert to curve. Okay, convert to curve. Then you bring this down a bit and move this up. Now we use this arrow to just adjust it a bit, and we are going to go ahead and apply the same gradient fill we've applied to our focal point. Double click and drag. You can probably want to copy the same gradient fill. To do that, you just move to this very option here, copy fill, and click on this. Remember, I'm using a CorelDraw version 2021. So if you are using a newer version or older version, probably some of this location of the icons may be different. Okay, this is a 2021 version of CorelDraw. Then you right click on this and power clip. and power clip. Now you notice the object we've just power clipped as is on top of the image, right? So we need to edit that. So edit power clip, click on it and hold down control page down to send it behind the image. Okay, so this is what you are going to have. Very good. This is what you are going to have. Now the very next thing is to bring in the theme for the program. Okay, bring in the theme for the program. Click right here, then you probably want to have this down as well, and this should be fine. Okay, make sure you always left align all the elements if possible. Now the spacing between this, I normally don't like it being too wide, so I'm just going to use the shift to drag this to the very top here. Okay, if you want to space the letters, you use this very option. If you want to space the letters, you use this very option. Okay, just space out the letters, but that is not what we actually want to achieve. You want to achieve the spacing between each line. Okay, each line. So you are just going to go ahead and do this, then increase what, probably bolding the theme. Okay, bolding the theme, and this should be fine. Now the very next thing is the date of the event. Okay, the date of the event. Control C, Control V. I hope you are following. This is quite a very simple step, quite simple step. But at the end of it all, you won't end up creating that professionally. Now we need to create a shape around this, more like a circle, but not closed. Okay, so we use the freehand tool. You click on this very tool and choose freehand tool. Okay, so you drag across here, across it. Don't worry, we are going to adjust that. Then we use the shape tool. Delete this node, delete this, sorry, bring this right up here, then use this to just adjust this perfectly fine. Then we need to increase the width of that a bit. Okay, we want it to be very visible. Increase the width of that, and this is what you are going to have. All right, so you bring this down a bit. Now the very next thing is the sessions, the days and the sessions with their respective time. Okay, so you copy and paste that as well. Then you bolden Monday to Wednesday. Okay, you bolden this. The spacing as well, always remember the spacing shouldn't be too much, it shouldn't be too close. We just want something. I'm still going to mention the word, right? Subtle. Okay, good. Now the very next thing we are going to do is to create a rectangle right here. Okay, where we are going to have the other speakers names being placed on that. The other speakers for this wonderful conference. So I just made a duplicate of that. I'm going to give this gradient fill, same gradient fill we applied to that. Take out the outline. Always remember to take out the outline. Pitch up to bring the text up. Okay, then we give this a white color. Yeah, white color should do. All right, I think we already have the names here, so I don't really need to type in that. So Control C, Control V. Good. Go back to the pick tool before applying the color. Okay, before applying the color, and that should work fine. Very good. Reduce the spacing as always. Okay, reduce the spacing as always. You want to increase the size of this a bit. Should be quite visible. Okay, Should be quite visible on the design. All right, very good. We are almost done with the design. Okay, so the guest speaker's name, yes, Prophet Jacob Asamoah, right? If I got the name right, Prophet Jacob Asamoah. I think I really need to go for some prophecies, Need to go for some prophecies. So you just place this right here. Now we use the color white just to create a contrast between the color of the coat, the suit he's putting on, and the text, okay, to make it more visible. Now the very last text element we are going to be placing is what? The venue. Venue, okay. So you type in this right here. Well, I'm not going to use the word venue. That is more like, primary one design kind of work. So I'm just going to use this. Yes, use this. Okay. Let's make it look a bit cool. Use this. Yeah, so this should do. We're going to bring this down, adjust that a bit. This art should probably be somewhere here. Then bring this up. Okay, we don't want that to be too clustered. We want to have it somewhere this way, and this should be fine. This is perfect. This is perfect. Now you can begin to see the beauty of our design work. So you just go ahead and delete this. Now let's position the logos at their respective places. So the very first one we have is the university's logo. Okay, the university's logo, UCC. Then we have Atlantic Hall Fellowship logo right here. Okay, you want to size them to probably the same size. Okay, you don't want to create some sort of bias in your sizing. You always need to keep the logo sizes equal unless there is the need not to. Okay, sometimes you have to increase some and reduce the size of some a bit, but then for this we really need to just keep it this way. Okay, and this looks very, very nice, right, guys? We are almost done. Okay, we are almost done. Now the very next thing is to bring in this ribbon, this golden image we have right here, position it here. Okay, power clip it into the background. Sorry. Then you open up the power clip, click on this, then make a duplicate. Okay, then mirror it horizontally. Okay, mirror it horizontally, then place it, yes, beneath the image of the guest speaker. Okay, just position that somewhere here, and this should be perfect. This should be perfect. This should be perfect. Now let's increase the size of this very one a bit. You just want to increase the size of this a bit. Yep, good, very good. Okay, so this is what you are having. Now this lens flare, we want to apply a merge mode called screen, but then before doing that we need to fade out the edges. Okay, we need to fade out the edges, so use a transparency to fade these very parts. Now to fade the next part, you need to convert it to bitmap. If you don't convert it to bitmap, when you try fading the next, the previous one will no longer be there. All right, so you fade this part, convert to bitmap, move to the very next one, convert to bitmap. Very good. Here as well, we want to convert that as well to bitmap. Fade here a bit, convert to bitmap. Always make sure you convert to bitmap before fading the next part. Okay. Then we move to this very drop down arrow, choose screen mode. Now the screen mode, what it does is that it hides the darker part and reveals the brighter part of objects. Okay, so this has actually gone below the background. So control page up should bring that up. Now you could see what we have right here, right? So this is what we are actually after. We just want to have this light, this kind of brightened effect on our text. Okay, and you make a duplicate of that and position it right at the shoulder of our pasta. Okay, right at the shoulder of our pasta. Now we need to, I think, fade out this part as well. We need to fade out this part a bit. Okay, now this is perfect. So you right click, select power clip and paste. Right click, select power clip and paste into the background. Okay, all right, so the reason why that is happening is because we've already used the screen mode in this, so you can cut it, double click and paste. Okay, so you wouldn't have to go through that long process. So this is what you are going to have, guys. This is what you are going to have: a professional looking church flyer artwork worked on. Okay, so you see the steps are quite simple, but then you need to first visualize how to work on it before proceeding with your design. So this is where we are going to end the video for today. I'll urge you all to always subscribe, like, comment, share, and always keep us posted with any new works that you probably want us to work on, and we'll always get back to you. Keep your questions in the comments. We'll always do well to reply. Always share with your friends as well. See you next time. Peace out.